Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. I'm Surbhi and this is Perspective 360 Degree, your one-stop solution for current affairs, descriptive writing and answer writing evaluation. If you're new to this initiative, then let me inform you that we prepare you for phase 2 part of your regulatory body's examination. We know phase 2 has been introduced in most of the exams and not just phase 2, the descriptive writing portion has been introduced since 2021 in most of the exams, especially RBI. And people aspirants are finding it tough to ace at descriptive writing. We saw many aspirants who could clear phase 1 very easily year after year, but descriptive portion is something that gives nightmares to students. So hence this initiative is aimed at helping you. We prepare you for current affairs based topics which are seen very much conspicuously in a descriptive writing portion of the examination, and these current affairs topics are discussed in an answer writing format that I will teach you in a way. I'll explain the topic to you in a way that you also get prepared for answer writing. We'll write answer points side by side depending upon which part of the answer it is. After that, what you can do is in the next 48 hours you can post your answers in the comment section under this video, and our team will evaluate it entirely free of cost. But that's just for 48 hours, so kindly send your answers quickly. Good evening, Sejal. Sejal, is the audio clear and is the video perfect? So the topic for today is cooperative banks. You must have been following a lot of news that RBI has been putting fines on a lot of cooperative banks, and this is not just now, it has been happening since 2020. So what is the problem with cooperative banks? What is the issue here? Good evening, Gomati. All right, Sejal, aspirant, good evening. So I hope all of you, I see all of you here, you post your answers regularly. I hope the feedback that you get. I got a comment from Sejal that day that she's been getting a very good quality feedback. I hope that the same is true with others as well. So I hope this initiative is helping you improve your answer writing skills. Also, it is increasing your knowledge and clarity regarding some of the toughest topics which students find to prepare for their exams. So in news, I have a lot of snippets for you, a lot of information for you today. This is going to be a very interesting topic. This is from Mint. It is from 7 December 2023, and it says that RBI imposes monetary penalty on 4 cooperative banks and cancels license of another. So what has happened that RBI has had to impose penalty on 4 cooperative banks all at once and cancel the license, go to the extent of cancelling the license of one of the cooperative banks. The other one is from November 24. It's from previous month, but it's not very old, where RBI supersedes Mumbai-based Abhyudaya Cooperative Banks Board. So again, that is a very strong step that RBI has taken. And not just this, there is this multi-crore scam by 3 cooperative banks which is going on in Karnataka, and CBI is supposed to probe it. CBI is supposed to get into it, and again, this is a very recent news. A panel has been set up to help urban cooperative banks improve. This is from Maharashtra. So why are cooperative banks gaining so much limelight? And here again is the same news, penalty on 3 cooperative banks from Maharashtra and 1 from Telangana. So first of all, let's find the relevance of cooperative banks from your examination point of view. If I look at RBI Grade B syllabus, the ESI part, economic and social issues part, it deals with role of Indian banks and Reserve Bank in the development process. So yes, cooperative banks are a type of banks or some types of authorities which actually help people attain credit. So alternate forms of credit, that is also where this fits in the syllabus. Again, in general finance and management, functions of RBI, as RBI is looking after looking after all these penalties and all. And this third one is banking system in India, structure in development. So cooperative banking will fall into it. For NABARD Grade A, you have non-institutional and institutional agencies in rural credit. Very important topic here. And in fact, when we prepare you for regional rural banks banking, cooperative banks are studied as a separate topic as part of EduTap course. Then you have development of banking and financial institutions in India, reforms in banking and financial sector. For SEBI Grade A, again, role and functions of regulatory bodies in financial sector and alternate source of finance, both of which fall in finance portion of your syllabus. Hence, this topic is very important. The expected question from here is firstly, before I read out the question, though it's there on the screen for you, they can ask you about the structure of cooperative banks, but that is mostly static portion of your syllabus, and structure of cooperative banks is not very clear, it's not very important, hence that might not be asked. What can be asked is this question, which has a lot of relevance from current affairs. So briefly highlight the significance of cooperative banks and what are the issues associated with urban cooperative banks. Explain. Here we are talking about the issues of urban cooperative banks only. Why are we not talking about issues of rural cooperative banks? You will understand this in a while. The question has to be answered for 400 words, that is for 10 marks, so kindly write within the word limit. This is the answer blueprint that you have to follow. That means divide your answer in 3 parts, that is introduction, main body and conclusion. Let's see how do we write our introduction, main body and conclusion. How do we divide this answer? First of all, in your introduction, write about cooperative banks. Many a times the definition or the explanation of cooperative banks is not clear. If you are aware of the definition, write about it. If you know how they are formed, why they are formed, write about it. Thirdly, if you know any act under which they are registered, definitely talk about it. The body part 1 talks about significance of cooperative banks, as this has been asked in the question. Then body part 2, which will hold most of the weightage, is what are the issues associated with urban cooperative banks, and then we'll end with a way forward. So talking about introduction, but before that, let me give you some clarity regarding what these cooperative banks are. First of all, let's say there is a person in a village who's not very rich. All right, there is this person A staying in a village or in a small town who's not very rich, and what he wants is, probably he does not have a lot of skills, so what he wants is, he wants to open a small kirana store or kirana shop for himself, where he can sell ration and earn money and run his family, support his family. So what does he do? He can ask money from his family, from his parents, from his relatives. Let's say all the personal sources for money are closed. इनके पास कोई भी पर्सनल सोर्स ऑफ फाइनेंस नहीं है, तो ये क्या करेंगे? ऑप्शन ए इज दैट दे, लेट्स से ऑप्शन 1 इज ही गोज टू द बैंक. अगर ये बैंक के पास जाते हैं अपना बिजनेस शुरू करने के लिए, तो येस अंडर PSL नॉर्म्स बैंक इनको एक छोटे कम इंटरेस्ट रेट पर लोन दे देंगे, बट अगेन कोलैटरल रिक्वायरमेंट्स वुड बी देयर, बहुत सारी ज़्यादा रिक्वायरमेंट्स होंगी, एंड बैंक इंटरेस्ट रेट इज़ हाई. ठीक है, सो दिस ऑप्शन इज क्लोज फॉर हिम. ही सेज दैट नो, आई कैन नॉट अप्रोच द बैंक. इफ आई एम नॉट एबल टू पे द लोन बैक ऑन टाइम, then what will happen? Bank will take away my property and I will gain a lot of insult in the society. The second option is, and very easy option is, money lender. मनी लेंडर, या जिनको आपकी लोकल भाषा में नॉर्थ इंडिया में आरतीस भी बोला जाता है. ठीक है, बेसिकली मनी लेंडर्स आर नोन टू द पर्सन. दिस पर्सन ए नोज दिस पर्सन बी हु इज अ मनी लेंडर. ठीक है, ये हो सकता है इनके कोई दूर के रिश्तेदार हो, या इनके पड़ोसी हो, या कहीं आसपास इन्हीं के ही टाउन में रहते हो. सो ही फील्स दैट द मनी लेंडर इज मोर ट्रस्टवर्दी. अगर इन्होंने टाइम पे लोन रिटर्न नहीं भी किया, इफ ही इज किराना शॉप लेट्स से इज नॉट एबल टू अर्न प्रॉफिट, तो भी मनी लेंडर के साथ पैसे का लेन देन करने से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी. बट हियर मनी लेंडर इतना ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट रेट चार्ज करते हैं दैट लेट्स से दिस पर्सन इज asking for 50,000 rupees to start the shop. Then when he has to return the money back to money lender, वो हो सकता है 50,000 into 2, that is 1 lakh rupees भी इनको वापस करना पड़ जाए in the long run. So that is almost 100% interest rate. तो यहाँ पर भी interest rate बहुत ज़्यादा है. The option 3 that this person has is cooperative banks. अभी cooperative banks क्या है? Let's say जैसे ये इंसान A है, बहुत सारे लोग हो सकते हैं जिनको एक टाइम पर पैसे की ज़रूरत पड़ी हो, और अब वो अच्छा कर रहे हैं अपनी लाइफ में, प्रॉब्ली दे हैव अ लॉट ऑफ मनी टू सेव ऑल्सो. तो वो क्या करते हैं, वो बैंक्स को उतना ट्रस्ट नहीं करते, वो मनी लेंडर्स को उतना ट्रस्ट नहीं करते. तो अगर कुछ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल के पास एक्स्ट्रा पैसे हैं, इफ़ अ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल हैज़ एक्स्ट्रा मनी, एंड वेन एवर पीपल आर इन जॉब्स और वेन दे आर इन गुड बिजनेसेस, दे ऑलवेज इन अ कंट्री लाइक इंडिया, वी ऑलवेज सेव सम अमाउंट ऑफ मनी. तो वो क्या करते हैं, इकट्ठे मिलके, लेट्स से अ ग्रुप ऑफ 10 people, they come together and they save some money. वो अपनी मनी कलेक्ट कर लेते हैं, and then they उसको वो क्या बोल देते हैं, when they come in the form of an organization of 10 people and they collect their money, they collect their funds, उसको वो क्या बोल देते हैं, बैंक. उसको कहते हैं कॉपरेशन बेस्ड बैंक, यानी कि कोऑपरेटिव बैंक. तो अब ये जो बैंक है, जो कि इन्हीं 10 लोगों ने मिलकर बनाया, इसको नाम दे देते हैं बैंक, बट इट इज़ अ स्मॉल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ओनली. ऑल राइट, तो ये लोन देने के लिए भी लायक हो जाते हैं, बिकॉज लेट्स से 10 पीपल दे हैव पुट अप 25 लाख रुपीज, इन्होंने 25 लाख रुपए जोड़ लिए हैं, सो ऑब्वियसली दे कैन गिव मनी टू दिस पर्सन ए एट वेरी लो इंटरेस्ट रेट, क्योंकि ये उसी टाउन से बिलोंग करते होंगे जहाँ से 10 लोगों ने मिलके पैसा इकट्ठा किया, यहाँ से या जहाँ से 10 लोग बिलोंग करते हैं, वेयर दीज 10 पीपल कम फ्रॉम, दिस पर्सन ए कम्स फ्रॉम द सेम प्लेस, सो बिकॉज दैट कॉपरेटिव ऑर्गेनाइजेशन या जिसको हम कॉपरेटिव बैंक का नाम दे रहे हैं, दैट इज बेस्ड इन द सेम विलेज, सेम टाउन या सेम सिटी. People mostly know each other, people mostly know where the other person stays, what is the other person's family like, so they tend to help each other through this organization called cooperative bank. तो अब ये cooperative bank, when you save money in them, हो सकता है a cooperative bank is present in your state, your town or your village also. When you save money with a cooperative bank, वो आपको एक scheduled commercial bank से ज़्यादा interest rate देते हैं, that means you get more money back. And if you take loan from a cooperative bank, क्योंकि इनकी operational कॉस्ट नहीं होती, सो दे चार्ज यू अ वेरी वेरी स्मॉल इंटरेस्ट रेट इफ यू हैव टू टेक लोन फ्रॉम अ कोऑपरेटिव बैंक. प्लस ये उसी जगह में बेस्ड होता है, इट इज रन बाय पीपल ऑफ दैट एरिया ओनली. लेट्स से अ वेरी बिग बिजनेसमैन, 4-5 वेरी बिग बिजनेसमैन हु आर वेरी रिच एंड वेरी यू नो थिंकिंग अबाउट द सोसाइटी, उन्होंने ही मिलकर कोई कोऑपरेटिव बैंक बनाया हो, सो पीपल ट्रस्ट मोर ऑन देम एंड हेंस द थर्ड ऑप्शन दैट पीपल हैव इज कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स. सो एज यू कैन सी, क्योंकि एक फॉर्म ऑफ बैंक्स हैं, देन दे कैन हेल्प इन फाइनेंशियल inclusion in the country. But problem कहाँ आती है? The name bank is there, but they have not been regulated by RBI. RBI इनको regulate नहीं करता था because mostly they are registered as societies, या ये ऐसे registered रहे काफी टाइम तक that not RBI but government was regulating them. And government भी कौन सी? Central government? No, state government was regulating them. And state government में political parties होती हैं, political parties come to power through elections are funded by rich people of the state. हमें ये पता है ये nexus कैसा रहता है. So this cooperative bank which is having a lot of money which has been deposited by people like you and me deposit money in cooperative banks कि हमें ज़्यादा interest rate मिले, हो सकता है उसको political purposes के लिए भी यूज किया जा सके, और मे बी these cooperative banks they are not running according to guidelines of RBI which they now have to follow since 2020. ठीक है, तो हमें ये प्रॉब्लम्स देखने को मिली. दैट्स व्हाई RBI is very very strict about cooperative banks now, especially since 2020 जब आपका पंजाब एंड महाराष्ट्र कोऑपरेटिव बैंक फेल हो गया था और लोगों के पैसे डूब गए थे. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अब हम देखते हैं आफ्टर दिस अंडरस्टैंडिंग, अगर आपको नहीं भी समझ में आया है, थ्रू आउट दिस एक्सप्लेनेशन आई विल एक्सप्लेन एवरीथिंग टू यू अगेन एंड अगेन, सो डोंट वरी. ये टॉप पे आपका RBI है एंड अंडर दिस देयर आर 2 टाइप्स ऑफ बैंक्स, शेड्यूल्ड बैंक्स जो कि आपके RBI के शेड्यूल के अंडर रजिस्टर्ड हैं, एंड द सेकंड वन इज नॉन शेड्यूल्ड बैंक्स. अंडर शेड्यूल्ड बैंक्स यू हैव कमर्शियल बैंक्स एंड एक टाइप है आपका कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स. कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स में नीचे स्टेट बेस हो सकते हैं, किसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हो सकते हैं और अदर्स हो सकते हैं. मोस्टली वी कैरेक्टराइज कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स ऑन बेसिस ऑफ लोकेशन, या तो वो अर्बन एरिया में है या रूरल एरिया में है. सो इफ इट इज देयर इन रूरल एरिया यू कॉल इट RCB, दैट इज रूरल कोऑपरेटिव बैंक, एंड अर्बन एरिया में देन वी कॉल इट अर्बन कोऑपरेटिव बैंक. नाउ इफ आई गो बैक टू द क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग यू व्हाट आर द इश्यूज एसोसिएटेड विद अर्बन कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स, क्योंकि अर्बन कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स RBI की गाइडलाइंस में आ चुका है सिंस 2020. RBI ने अपनी पावर्स 2020 में इंक्रीज कर दी टू scrutinize the functioning of urban cooperative banks, but there are many rural cooperative banks also which are spread throughout the country जो कि RBI के mandate के अंदर आते ही नहीं है या वो काफ़ी acts के अंदर registered नहीं है, but they are taking money of people, giving them interest rate, they are giving loans to people, they are functioning like normal banks. So this is this is a reality कि काफ़ी banks आपकी country में बिना registration के भी function कर रहे हैं. So RBI has increased the strictness. आने वाले time में आपको और strictness देखने को मिलने वाली है. Now first of all okay, let me just first of all erase the ink on the slide. So if you have to define a cooperative bank, cooperative bank क्या है? It is basically a financial entity which belongs to its members. members नहीं, let's say 10 people have contributed to the bank, and when these 10 people need money, they can ask it as loan from the bank, या अपनी वो savings निकाल सकते हैं. So it belongs to the members, that's why it is known as cooperative, क्योंकि corporation पर based है लोगों की, who are at the same time the owners and customers of the bank. The secondly, it is often established by people who belong to the same local or professional community. Let's say मैंने आज business शुरू करना है, मेरा business अच्छा हो जाता है, आने वाले time में extra savings which I have and my friends have, हम मिलके कोऑपरेटिव बैंक शुरू कर लेते हैं, ताकि जो आने वाले टाइम में इन फ्यूचर इफ somebody has to start their small business, then our cooperative bank can help them. They don't have to go to money lenders. Then the third one is, it is why is it formed? To promote the upliftment of financially weaker section. ये अपने जो aim है, goal है कोऑपरेटिव बैंक का, ये याद रखना है. You can also use this in conclusion कि अगर हम कोऑपरेटिव बैंकिंग स्ट्रक्चर को इम्प्रूव करते हैं अपनी कंट्री में, देन इट कैन रियलाइज इट्स फाइनल गोल विच इज टू अपलिफ्ट द फाइनेंशियली वीकर सेक्शंस ऑफ पॉपुलेशन. देन फाइनली इट इज बेस्ड ऑन प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ कोऑपरेशन, mutual help, democratic decision making, and open membership. Anybody can become a member of cooperative bank, or depending upon their popularity, depending upon their contribution to the bank, depending upon how trustworthy they are, वो board के part भी बन जाते हैं, board of cooperative members. Let's say अगर मैंने ज़्यादा पैसे दिए हैं, so obviously I will be there in the board of that cooperative bank. But elections to this board, they are not held regularly, तो democratic decision making नहीं होती. Since I have contributed a lot to the cooperative bank, so I get to decide who gets the loan from this cooperative bank. If my best friend is a let's say political leader, तो मैं political leader को ही loan दूंगी. I will not give a loan, give the loan to a let's say small farmer. Alright, तो ये problems आ रही हैं. Then it follows the problem principle of one shareholder, one vote, and no profit, no loss. तभी इनका जो interest rate, when you save money with them, they give you a very high interest rate. आपका ROI बहुत अच्छा होता है, and if you take loans from them, they give you loans at very low interest rate. So cooperative banks ही registered कैसे हैं? They are registered as they're registered under the Cooperative Societies Act of 1912, which was passed under the British government. तो Britishers के time से cooperatives का जो role है, that has been recognized, and it is regulated. They are regulated by RBI, NABARD under Banking Regulation Act of 1949 and Banking Laws Act of 1965. और ये जो regulation है 2020 के बाद ज़्यादा increase हुआ है. And how do they differ from commercial bank? क्योंकि यहाँ पर नो प्रॉफिट नो लॉस का एक तो गोल है, विच इज़ नॉट द केस विद कमर्शियल बैंक. नाम में ही कमर्शियल है. सो कमर्शियल बैंक्स वर्क फॉर मेकिंग मनी और फॉर प्रॉफिट्स. सो ऑन द ग्राउंड्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, गवर्नेंस, इंटरेस्ट रेट एंड स्कोप ऑफ फंक्शनिंग, ऑब्जेक्टिव एंड वैल्यूज. So as you can see here, because cooperative banks are driven by community, people tend to trust these cooperative banks a tad bit more as compared to any other banks or money lenders. ठीक है, so now moving to the let's delve deeper section, but before that kindly let me know in the chat section कि आपको समझ में आया है कि नहीं. Have you understood this till this point or not? And if you have any additions to make, then also kindly let me know in the chat section. Situram, okay. Good evening, Rohit. All right, Gomati, I'll keep that in mind. Just English from here. Thank you, Sejal. That means a lot. All right, Snehal. So no doubt still here, all of you watching. And if you watch this, if you happen to watch this video in the recorded format, kindly let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts. I will be more than happy to clear them. इनको income कैसे होती है? Because a lot of people are contributing money, and that money is being floated in the form of loans. So that's how they get income. Also, they get a lot of donations as well. So now moving on to body part 1, that is significance of cooperative banks. What would be the significance? Financial inclusion is the significance, and what else can be the significance? Alternate source of credit हो जाता है, financial inclusion है, more and more people can have access to financial facilities. Then encouragement to saving and investment. Any form of saving that a rural, that a small section of rural area has or an urban area has, they can save it with cooperative banks. अगर उनको लगता है, let's say bigger banks like commercial banks, they might fail, तो वो at least they can trust cooperative banks. Then easy formation. any number of people can come together, pool money and register themselves and as cooperative banks. तो इसीलिए that's why they hold a great amount of significance in like इजी फॉर्मेशन से आपका फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन वाला पार्ट भी कनेक्ट होता है. सो ऑल्टरनेट सोर्स ऑफ क्रेडिट की जब हम बात करते हैं, दे प्रोवाइड क्रेडिट एट अ लोअर रेट एज कंपेयर टू द मनी लेंडर्स हु टेंड टू प्रोवाइड क्रेडिट एट अ हायर रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. ठीक है. एंड रूरल पॉपुलेशन दे कैन नाउ यूटिलाइज द सेम फॉर बेटर फार्मिंग मेथड्स. तो वो जो मनी लेंडर्स को दे वर पेइंग 100% इंटरेस्ट रेट, दैट मनी कैन बी सेव्ड एंड आपका जो एग्रीकल्चर है दैट कैन बी इम्प्रूव्ड. द सेम मनी कैन बी यूज्ड फॉर परचेजिंग सीड्स, केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स एंड other agriculture inputs and also for improving their businesses. And जब हम money lenders की बात करते हैं, when we talk about loans from money lenders in our country, don't think that it is happening in some XYZ corner of the country. It is happening all around you. Even people who are there in cities and towns and in urban areas, many a times they prefer to take loans from money lenders if their loan limit from a bank has come to the let's say it has saturated. तो वो मनी लेंडर्स से पैसे लेते हैं ताकि वो बैंक के उधार चुका सके. सो प्रेवलेंस ऑफ मनी लेंडर्स इज वेरी वेरी हाई इन योर कंट्री. तो वो मनी लेंडर्स से काफ़ी कम इंटरेस्ट रेट पर कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स आपको लोन्स देते हैं. द सेकंड वन इज एनकरेजमेंट टू सेविंग्स एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट. ऑब्वियसली अगर आपके पड़ोस में इफ़ यू हैव अ बैंक इन योर नेबरहुड, अ कोऑपरेटिव बैंक इन योर नेबरहुड विच लेट्स योर ग्रैंड मदर ट्रस्टेड, योर मदर ट्रस्टेड, एंड नाउ यू विल ऑल्सो ट्रस्ट इट मोर बिकॉज यू हैव सीन द इनकम और द money multiplying over generations. So they provide a high interest rate to members for their investment and low lending interest rate. And it has enabled the rural population to save more and invest rather than hoard money and save it in their trunks or bed boxes. Then there is easy formation, registration and जो legal requirements है, these are very very few क्योंकि आपको state में register करना पड़ता है. A group of 10 adults can form a cooperative bank and they need just 25 lakh of base capital. If they have savings of 25 lakh, they can start a cooperative bank of their own and function like a normal cooperative bank. But small finance bank भी अगर आपको शुरू करना है तो minimum आपको 100 crore चाहिए. You need 100 crores. So it is more viable for financial inclusion. Hence, the governments and RBI, they need to focus more on this area. The body part 2 talks about issues associated with cooperative banks. अब issues क्या हो सकते हैं? There could be favoritism. Let's say I have contributed out of 25 lakhs, 20 lakhs is coming from my pocket only. And rest of my 9 friends, they are contributing just 5 lakhs. So obviously, I will also, it is my bank, so I will be employing people. I will be employing people to work in the bank. And those people, they can give higher loans to me and to my family, to my relatives, to any political leader I am associated with. तो मेरे लिए favoritism ज़्यादा होगा. Though there is money of other people also involved. Open अगर हम लोग कर दें, then other people can also save their money with cooperative bank. But favoritism की वजह से who gets the benefit of easy credit? People who are connected to me. So वो हमारे पास problem आती है. Secondly, registration कई बार proper नहीं होता. Many cooperative banks have not been even recognized क्योंकि rural areas में काम कर रहे हैं. They have not registered themselves and people don't know about it. You don't walk into a bank and ask for their papers of registration, right? या अगर कहीं पे लगा भी है, you don't check it. Thirdly, the problem is कि आपका जो साइबर सिक्योरिटी है that is not very much good in case of cooperative banks because they do not use latest technology. Fourthly, NPAs, non-performing assets. Let's say I'm the majority shareholder in a cooperative bank, I'm the chairman of the board. Then if my relative has not returned the loan back, will I inform it to RBI कि ये NPA हो गया है कि 5 साल से लोन वापस ही नहीं आया है. No interest payment has also come back. So many cooperative banks have seen to be actually hiding papers or hiding their or inducing loopholes in their balance sheets to hide such practices from RBI कि RBI को पता ना लगे that we have a lot of NPAs. And many a times they don't even have money to function for future. अभी जो RBI ने एक बैंक बंद किया है, so RBI declared that this cooperative bank has no money to function for the future. तो इस वजह से there are many issues. For example, talking about 2023, RBI has fined 172 banks this year. ये हम लोग सिर्फ cooperative की नहीं generally बात कर रहे हैं. Out of 172, 127 are cooperative banks. तो इतना ज़्यादा problem है आपकी country में with regards to cooperative banks. And this has been increasing since 2020. So अभी जो 4 banks हैं, एक आपका जो सीतापुर में cooperative bank है, सीतापुर in Uttar Pradesh, RBI said that this urban cooperative bank had to cease its operations from December 7, 2023 because of insufficient funds for operation. उसके बाद जो बाकी बैंक्स पर फाइन्स लगाए गए हैं, they were not following the guidelines of NABARD, or they neglected KYC rules, or one of the cooperative banks that was not adhering to minimum balance regulations. And एक और बैंक है जिन्होंने गोल्ड लोन दिया है अगेंस्ट द रूल्स ऑफ आरबीआई. आरबीआई हैज वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट रूल्स विद रिगार्ड्स टू गोल्ड लोन्स, तो उनको उन रूल्स को फॉलो नहीं किया गया है. Also, RBI took over the board of Abhyudaya Cooperative Bank, which is based in Karnataka, और CBI की इंक्वायरी अब चल रही है. Now, जस्ट इमेजिन किस लेवल का फ्रॉड किया जा सकता है कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में. रिसेंटली इफ वी टॉक अबाउट स्कैम ऑफ 300 crore has happened of Karuvannur Cooperative Bank. Again, a political party has been said to be associated with this cooperative bank कि वो loans बार बार same ही collateral पे ले रहे थे. Same collateral was used to give loans to the same person multiple times. कि nexus of bank officials, local real estate mafia operated for 6 years before the fraud was discovered. And जो आपकी loan amount थी, it was reaching just a single beneficiary. So again, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है. इट इज़ वेरी कॉन्स्पिक्यूअस. द इशूज आर वेरी कॉन्स्पिक्यूअस. सो विल बी स्टडिंग द इशूज इन टर्म्स ऑफ 6 हेडिंग्स. द फर्स्ट वन इज फाइनेंशियल वल्नरेबिलिटीज. इसमें आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आनी चाहिए. लो कैपिटलाइजेशन, हाई लेवल ऑफ नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट्स हो सकते हैं. रिसोर्सेज रिमेन लिमिटेड बिकॉज कितने ही लोग एक गाँव में कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट कर देंगे टुवर्ड्स द सेविंग्स ऑफ अ कोऑपरेटिव बैंक और इवन इन अ टाउन. सो inadequate liquidity management, it can lead to difficulties in meeting financial obligation. Let's say I have contributed 20 lakhs to a cooperative bank and I want all the 20 lakh rupees back today itself, and that cooperative bank has floated my money somewhere in the form of loan which has turned into NPA. So where will my money come from? कहाँ से आएंगे वो पैसे? देन देर आर गवर्नेंस इशूज ऑब्वियसली बिकॉज फेवरेटिज्म इज देयर, सो मिसमैनेजमेंट होता है. एथिकल कंसर्न्स विद इन द बैंक आर देयर. देन देर आर कंप्लाइंस चैलेंजेस. कंप्लाइंस विद रूल्स ऑफ आरबीआई, रेगुलेटरी एंड लीगल रिक्वायरमेंट्स समझ में नहीं आती है कई बार कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स को, एंड इवन इफ दे अंडरस्टैंड दे फाइंड लूप होल्स टू एक्चुअली bypass them. So non-compliance can result in penalties. Just you have seen in the previous slide कि 1 lakh की penalty लगी है. It can lead in legal issues and also reputational damage. Once the penalty has been introduced, after that people tend to take out their savings from that cooperative bank. वो उस पर उतना trust नहीं करते इन आने वाले टाइम में. And cooperative bank का जो root है that is trust of local people. Then lack of modern banking practices. इसमें समझ में आने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए. Let's say I've saved my 20 lakh rupees in a cooperative bank. I moved to some other state. There is no ATM facility with respect to that cooperative bank. तो मुझे अपने शहर वापस जाना होगा. I'll have to go back to my town or my village to take that money back. So they lack modern banking practices like mobile banking, online banking, e-banking, ATM banking and other banking practices. तो जो मॉडर्न बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री है उससे तो बैकफुट पे चलते हैं. रादर देन आई वुड कीप माई मनी इन सम लेट्स से कमर्शियल बैंक. देन फिर IT इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड साइबर सिक्योरिटी रिस्क तो ऑब्वियसली है. दे आर हैविंग सो मच मनी, तो हैकर से ये लोग नहीं बच सकते. बट अगैन आपके जो कमर्शियल बैंक्स है दे आर एम्प्लॉइंग लेटेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस. ब्लॉकचेन तक पे आ गए हैं टू बी एबल टू प्रोवाइड सिक्योरिटी टू द यूजर्स. बट कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स में ऐसा नहीं है. सो अनएक्सपेक्टेड फाइनेंशियल लॉसेज या ऑपरेशनल डिसरप्शंस हो सकती हैं. Then there is dual regulation. I told you जो आपके cooperative banks हैं they are regulated or they are उनका जो structure है that is looked after by the state government. Now RBI has also come into the picture. तो इनके पास dual regulation है which causes a lot of confusion in coordination and management. So state level पे there is the registrar of societies because cooperative societies act के अंडर ये registered है. So registrar of societies looks after cooperative bank. इनकी management, इनकी scrutiny सब वही देखते हैं. And now RBI is also into the picture. RBI categorizes them as separate banks. So again there is a lot of coordination and management problem. Then the sixth and most important one is political interference. So कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस इश्यूज जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा आ गए हैं कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स में बिकॉज banks had started to become personal fiefdoms of the people who control them. People like directors of bank and let's say director ही jobs देते हैं and the people who are working there they will obviously want to save their jobs. तो डायरेक्टर जो बोलेगा ऑब्वियसली उसी इंसान को लोन दिया जाएगा. सो द डायरेक्टर वुड आस्क फॉर अ लोन, इट इज़ इन देयर इंटरेस्ट टू सैंक्शन इट एज दे विल डू एनीथिंग टू स्टे इन गुड बुक्स. Political interference हो सकता है to boost vote bank and get their representatives elected. So first of all, political leaders can get easy loans from these banks, for which they're not even eligible. दूसरी साइड से क्या हो सकता है, political leaders might ask for more and more votes from let's say rich business tycoons and promise कि हम आपको इस cooperative bank का director या board member बना देंगे in the coming time when we come to power. So again, लोगों की power कहाँ गई? Where is democracy? Democracy is nowhere when we talk about governance of cooperative banks. And problem यही है that it's people's money that they have, but again, they're not in control of people. In fact, people have been suffering at the hands of these cooperative banks many times. Now moving on to the way forward, तो ये RBI गवर्नर का एक आर्टिकल है August 30, 2023 का. The link would be shared in the PDF which you will get tomorrow on the Telegram channel. So काफ़ी concerns highlight किए गए हैं, but RBI governor himself gave a speech and he gave some directions or way forward points जिनको हम use करेंगे, which have been given by RBI governor only to improve these cooperative banks. तो 5 aspects है कि skills and expertise of directors very much required. एक प्रोफेशनल बोर्ड मैनेजमेंट होना चाहिए, डाइवर्सिटी होनी चाहिए इन द बोर्ड, विमेन मेंबर्स शुड बी देयर, पुअर पीपल शुड बी देयर, टेन्योर ऑफ बोर्ड मेंबर्स दैट शुड बी लिमिटेड, ऐसा नहीं है कि लाइक फॉर 20-25 years सेम पीपल आर इन द बोर्ड. ट्रांसपेरेंट एंड पार्टिसिपेटरी नेचर ऑफ बोर्ड डिस्कशंस एंड इफेक्टिव फंक्शनिंग ऑफ बोर्ड लेवल कमिटीज. देन देयर इज अपहोल्डिंग रिगरस क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, की कौन से लोन्स आपके एनपीएस में कन्वर्ट हो सकते हैं, यू हैव टू सी दैट. अंडरराइटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स आपके रोबस्ट होने चाहिए, इफेक्टिव पोस्ट सैंक्शन monitoring for NPAs and things like that. Innovative accounting practices to camouflage actual financial position, that should not be carried out. Otherwise what happens, RBI will shut that cooperative bank. Then boards to be more proactive in asset liability management. देन IT एंड साइबर सिक्योरिटी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को इंश्योर करने की बात की गई है. एंड RBI स्टार्टेड एंगेजिंग विद डायरेक्टर्स से बात करना RBI ने शुरू किया है. डायरेक्ट लेट्स से मीटिंग्स और कॉन्वर्सेशंस, वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग विद मेनी कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स डायरेक्टर्स हैव बीन हेल्ड. सो RBI इज बीइंग वेरी प्रोएक्टिव व्हेन इट कम्स टू डेमोक्रेटाइजेशन ऑफ दीज बैंक्स और एडवांसमेंट ऑफ दीज बैंक्स. सो then just end with a way forward that cooperatives, they have a great potential to obviously hai hi, as we saw in the previous slides, to rejuvenate growth. Most importantly, formalizing of economy, which I talked about, financial inclusion and reduce inequality, क्योंकि इनका presence बहुत ज़्यादा है. There could be a separate cooperative bank for every, let's say, locality in your country. तो इतना ज़्यादा potential है, and finally they can improve the standard of living of poor people. So that's your answer for the day. It has been an intense discussion. The question again has been displayed on the slide. Briefly highlight the significance of cooperative banks and what are the issues associated with UCBs, urban cooperative banks. Explain. रूरल की बात इसलिए नहीं की गई है बिकॉज रूरल कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स, दे आर स्टिल नॉट अंडर स्क्रूटिनी ऑफ RBI, एंड RBI is going after them to even get them registered, to even figure out how many rural cooperative banks do we have in our country which are actually under operation. तो इसलिए जब भी बात होती है UCBs की ही बात होती है, because they are at least registered and RBI knows that they are functioning. You will get free evaluation services for the next 48 hours. So if you post your answer by Wednesday 5 p.m, then in the comment section, then our team experts will evaluate your answer free of cost. बहुत ही अच्छा comprehensive evaluation आपको मिलेगा if you post your answer. And kindly be motivated to post your answers in every video, especially important topics like these, because जब आप tough challenge लेते हैं तभी आप grow कर पाते हैं. Otherwise, if you stay in your comfort zone, it becomes very hard for you to excel at the examination. And thank you for the discussion. If you have any doubts, kindly let me know in the chat section. अगर आपका कोई भी feedback है, kindly let us know in the comment section or mail us at hello@edutap.co.in. आप इस नंबर पे हमें contact कर सकते हैं to book a strategy call with me or with any of the faculties here. And if you want to know about our courses a little bit more. Yes, Sibananda, that is very right, and we would want that. But democracy may, overnight regulation, overnight taking over cannot occur. That's why, thank you, Veenu ma'am. Sejal, it would be better if you book a strategy call at this number, because this is not the, right time to discuss that. All right, you're welcome, aspirant. So, guys, I'll see you on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Post your answers before that. Take care, all the very best, and make sure that you download the PDF for this discussion that will be available on our Telegram channel tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, and look out for other initiatives also which are meant to help you and prepare you well for your exam. Thank you, all of you. Your comments and compliments, they mean a lot for us, for me and my team, and kindly keep telling us how you're liking these initiatives.